In today's video, I'm going to be ranking the final boss of every single modern Resident Evil game. This includes the remakes of Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4, along with Resident Evil 7 and 8. Side note, I'm ranking both Claire and Leon's final boss fights from RE2, so there are a total of 6 boss fights on this list. Feel free to leave your list in the comments. I love reading your guys' opinions and saying how differently we view these games. And if you enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. It really does help a lot. Enough said, let's get to the ranking. This barely feels like a boss fight. First, you start off walking around the place trying to find Evelyn and inject her with a needle. And once you do find her, all you do is slowly walk up to her and inject the needle. Then she turns into this huge monster that does look cool, but this is pretty much just a cutscene disguised as a boss fight. Ethan doesn't even get on his feet a single time during this final battle, so all you have to do is pretty much press the fire button in her general direction. This was a terrible way to finish this game. This is another instance of the boss fight looking really cool, but the fight just really boring. Okay, hear me out. This whole boss fight just consists of Jill shooting the boss a couple times, then very slowly pushing these weird power capsules into place. The only redeeming factor other than the boss design is how cool it feels to use the big laser gun and how satisfying it is to finally defeat Nemesis. But I feel that because most of this boss fight consists of Jill practically doing nothing, it sits at this spot on the list. I used to think pretty highly of this boss fight, until I realized that it's just another gimmick boss fight due to the fact that Claire is given a huge minigun that pretty much just turns the boss into easy mode. It may feel cool to use this minigun, but it's not satisfying when you win because all you had to do was hold down the fire button, then run away, and repeat that until he's dead. But I feel that this was more of a boss fight than the Nemesis fight, so that's why it sits in this place. I think that this is the first boss on this list that actually feels like a boss fight. This is because Leon has to fight the boss instead of being given a weapon that makes him invincible. Granted, he is given a rocket launcher to finish off Mr. X, but this is after Leon has already been fighting him for a couple of minutes. So just because this boss fight isn't a complete gimmick, it sits at this place on the list. Also, it's really satisfying to finally kill this guy after he's been chasing you for like half the game, and it's really funny to watch his top half just get obliterated by the rocket launcher. I'm just gonna repeat my same points from this video where I ranked all the bosses in Resident Evil 4. I feel that everything about this boss is great. Sadler's design, the arena, and his final transformation. My only problem, however, is when he spawns a bunch of those annoying bug enemies to help him fight, which is lazy design because I don't want to fight any more of those bugs. I want to fight Sadler. But other than that, this fight is great, and if we included the final jet ski scene, it might have been number 1. I know, I'm putting RE8 at the top of my list again, but I truly believe that this is the best boss fight on this list. I just feel that it feels the most like a boss fight, like a one-on-one kind of fight. Maybe it's because I have the most experience fighting it, but either way. I remember on the higher difficulties, I actually had to memorize her attack pattern because of the difficulty, thus making the accomplishment of finally beating Miranda much better than the other bosses. So that is why I'm putting Mother Miranda at the top of this list. And if you disagree, please leave your opinion in the comments below. I'm sure they'll be pretty spicy, because I think this is a pretty hot take. This list, I think, proves that Resident Evil has some pretty stellar bosses. Although some of them are pretty gimmicky, they still feel really cool and a great ending to each of the games. So even though I might have said some bad things about some bosses, they are still good when compared to other games. So with that, please like and sub if you enjoyed, and comment what you want me to rank next. I am up for suggestions.